Elon Musk has been having a rough few weeks, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz just added a little bit of salt to the wound. Watch this roast.
Some of you know this on the iPhone. They've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you.
Full disclosure, I own Tesla stock and I own a Tesla. I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but I'm waiting for the stock price to go back up or I'm going to lose a lot of money. And when I try to get rid of the car, they charge you to get rid of the car. So again, I'm going to lose a lot of money. And I thought it was going bad for me, but it's going even worse for Elon. Yeah, people are setting the cars on fire. That's crazy. That's not a good thing to do. And Elon doesn't understand why.
It's really come as quite a shock to me that there is this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged, there's some kind of mental illness thing going on here, because this doesn't make any sense.
Never done anything harmful? Dude, how clueless are you? Listen, setting cars on fire is a bad thing. Do not do that. But Elon also needs to understand the things he's done are not good, like haphazardly cutting government jobs and firing veterans and supporting far-right groups on social media and doing the Nazi salute and more and more and more. And people are fed up with it.
Hey, folks, Mark Kelly here in Washington, driving to work for the last time in my Tesla. When I bought this thing, I didn't think it was going to become a political issue. Every time I get in this car in the last 60 days or so, it reminds me of just how much damage Elon Musk and Donald Trump is doing to our country. Talking about slashing Social Security, cutting healthcare benefits for poor people, for seniors. It's one bad thing after the next. He's firing veterans. I'm a veteran, so I have a really hard time driving around in this thing. So I think it's time for an upgrade today. So this is going to be my last trip in this car. There are some things I really liked about it. There are things I didn't like about it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is, doing the right thing. I think it's time to get rid of it. Elon Musk kind of turned out to be, and I don't want to be driving a car built and designed by. So. Looking forward to my new ride.
Yep, that was astronaut and Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona saying he's done with it, okay? This guy's been to outer space. He's seen the world. He's got a perspective, and he's saying, I am done with it. And he's inspiring me to want to be done with it as well. I'm telling you, I'm waiting for the price to be right, but I'm going to be done with it. We're all jumping ship, but some people don't like it.
It's not just him. Mark Kelly, the supposed moderate, the guy who's such a moderating voice in the Democratic Party. Every time I get in the car over the last 60 days, it reminds me of the damage from Trump and Musk. Who gets in their vehicle and for 60 days, the thing on their mind is how much they despise a politician? This is entirely
Musk
abnormal
called him a traitor.
Behavior.
Musk called Mark Kelly an American hero a traitor.
When you've gotten in your car, I know
Ukrainians.
you don't drive, you're in Manhattan, but when
I
you
do drive.
Okay, so every time you got in your car for 60 days, have you thought about how much you hate Donald Trump? I mean, that is
I
that
mostly
is
think
bizarre
about Moana
behavior.
because that's all that we listen to.
Well, I love Moana too.
That was former Trump press secretary Kayleigh McEnany saying she does not understand why someone who's a Tesla driver would be thinking constantly and feeling bad about the things that Trump is doing and the things that Elon Musk are doing. And then she asked the other news anchor, do you think about all the bad things that Trump is doing when you're in your car? Maybe she doesn't have a Tesla. Maybe she's got another car, so she'd have to think about it. I'm someone who's got a Tesla. I will tell you, every time I'm in that car, I am thinking about it because I don't want to support this guy and the things that this guy is doing. Listen, the whole plan of all of this is to cut jobs because what he said was he's going to cut government jobs. They're going to cut government so that eventually they basically end up privatizing everything. This is a power play for the rich. There's multiple things going on. On the one hand, they want to be able to say, look at how much we saved by cutting all this fat, USAID. You know how many people have died because they cut USAID the way they cut USAID? There's people dying because America had been providing different types of care for countries in Africa and other places that needed it with USAID, and it just shut it down completely. No empathy, no sympathy, and he says he's never done anything wrong. Well, what they're doing is they're trying to say, look at how many billions of dollars we've saved by cutting these contracts, by using the Doge group to cut all these costs, and then they're also implementing the tariffs to say, look, we have money coming in from these tariffs, and ultimately the whole play is to be able to extend the tax cut rates through the 27 tax cut rates and keep them going for the wealthy and for corporations. They want to keep lowering corporation tax rates because what it is Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, all these billionaires, they feel that they can run America better than the government can run America because they were successful business people, and now they're going to implement that and make America a nice company, basically. But we never know. You know how like the stadiums have like, the Doritos Orange Bowl or whatever it's called, all these different names of these stadiums and these different football games. Pretty soon it's going to be the Tesla America, although Tesla stock is tanking. And it's tanking because people have a right to not want to support this guy. There's also competition. A lot of electric car companies are catching up to Tesla. Tesla was dominant for a while, but a lot of electric car companies are really good and they're catching up and they're making great cars that have great range, and they don't have a CEO who's yapping away online supporting far-right groups, doing the Nazi salute, just a bad person. His own child. He had a falling out with his child because his child decided to transition, and he did not want to support that. And that's part of where his whole trajectory started. If you go back and you look at it, he has said a few times that he felt that was the left being too woke, allowing his child basically, or encouraging his child to transition. And I'm a father. I'm thinking if my child comes to me and says that they want to transition or they want to be whatever they want to do, I'm going to support and love that child, but not this guy. This guy is not a good human being. And people try to defend him. A lot of people on the right try to defend him. He's smart. He's a businessman. He's done so good with Tesla. Well, let's look at what he did to X. He took X and he's turned it into just basically a far-right propaganda. Like, it's horrible. I'm on X, but I'm getting ready to get off of X. I feel like I want to quit everything Elon. Elon, I quit you. I quit you. And it's all for the greed and all for the power. He spent several hundred millions of dollars to get Donald Trump elected. And then once that election happened and Donald Trump won, his value went up, net worth went up by hundreds of billions of dollars. And now it's come back down because his stock is plummeting because he won't keep his mouth shut. If you want to be a good CEO, keep your mouth shut. Be a good boy, Elon. But you're not. And you are doing damage. You are being harmful to other people. Zero empathy for the workers, the people that have dedicated their lives to these different departments to help people. And you just go in and you cut it and you show off about it. And then, by the way, if you guys look at the Doge website, they were publishing the savings that they were getting, and yet their numbers were all over the place. And a lot of it, New York Times did an analysis. Some of the cuts that they claimed they made were cuts that were made under the Biden administration. So it's all over the place. And it's a bunch of 20-something-year-olds who, by the way, are also 20-something-year-olds who are not qualified necessarily to be making these cuts, but they get in there because they're computer nerds, and they are helping cut the federal government. And then the right says that we have DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, that's why people are getting jobs. What about these guys? Why are these guys getting jobs? They're not qualified. What about Trump's whole cabinet? They're not, half of those, they're not qualified. Kash Patel is not qualified to be the head of the FBI. Pete Hegseth is not qualified to be Secretary of Defense. So it's crazy how much they turn it around. Linda McMahon is not qualified to be the head of the Department of Education, which, by the way, now they want to cut as well. They want to cut all government because these billionaires feel that if they are in charge, they can privatize, they can get richer and richer. And all of this leads back to back in the day. Remember trickle-down economics, where they said, Reagan said, you let the companies, do well and it'll trickle down? Hasn't been trickling down. The disparity of wealth has been getting wider and wider. Wider and wider. You know what billionaires do when they make more money? They buy boats. They buy yachts. They buy $100 million homes. That's what they do. They don't pass it down. They just get more and more power. That's why the disparity of wealth is so far now. It's such a big spread now. And they claim that they're doing this to improve the economy, and they're tanking the economy. Here we are with the tariffs. We see the stock market is suffering. We see a lot of things are tanking. And you got to ask yourself, why? Again, another reason why tanking the stock market is good for them is they have money to buy when the value of these stocks go low, and then they're going to make money again. So it's just billionaires doing smokes and mirrors to try and make it seem like they're looking out for the average person when they're not. Remember Donald Trump said day one he's going to bring egg prices down? He has not done that. He has made the economy as well as the whole world economy a lot more frantic. Nobody knows what to expect. Tariff here, tariff there, tariff everywhere. So between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, yes, I think often about how much they're messing up everything. And by the way, let's not forget, Donald Trump is the one who bankrupted his casinos. And let's not forget that Elon Musk right now is the guy who's tanking his own car business. And he claims to be this amazing, brilliant man. And meanwhile, by the way, let's not forget the hypocrisy, because a lot of Tesla's success was because of early government contracts. Right now, his Starlink, government contracts. He's trying to take the FAA's air traffic communications away from Verizon, who won the contract, and he's saying that I want to give it to Starlink. No real reason why. He's claiming that Verizon hasn't done a good job, but Verizon just started. So you got to just dig a little bit deeper with Elon, because what he tweets and what he says, mostly fake. Mostly fake. And then he says, what have I done? I'm such a good person. I've always been a good person. No, you're not. I think this dude needs to look at himself a little bit better, which he's not going to. He's a narcissist. But if he had an ounce or an iota of being a good person, then he would say, you know what, let me go talk to a therapist and see, why am I doing all this? I'm trying to destroy the world because my child wanted to transition and I was upset about it. What a bum. What a bum. To quote Mick from Rocky, you're a bum, Elon. You're a bum. Guys, I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a special on YouTube. It's called The Birds and the Bees. Check it out. I hope you enjoy it. Leave me a message. Also, come see me on tour. I'm at Maz Jobrani on all social media. Follow me. I'll let you know when I'm in your city. Bye.